Who was he in Hangover?
He was the one that went missing.
Oh, that's why I don't remember him.
Bro! Mr. Hale.
Yo.
Do you have anyone that calls you Mr. Hale? Do you have anyone that's like super formal? Like you mentor kids. You got kids that call you Mr. Hale.
No, I don't have anybody that calls me Mr. Hale. Actually.
What age do you think you'll
other
be?
than
Like,
a bill collector?
when will be the day that you're going to be like, don't call me Ryan, call me Mr. Hale?
Probably when I have kids. Not my kids will have to call me Mr. Hale, but you know when you.
I was like, damn, that's a power structure I need to figure out in your house. He said, kids, don't call me Dad. Call me Mr. Hale.
You know when you have kids and then you have to entertain your kids' friends and all that stuff, then you need to start calling Mr. At that time, it'll probably be implemented.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Hale, I am starting off the podcast with quite the question. Thank you to everybody for listening. My name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Mr. Hale.
Yeah, this is Mr. Hale. Mr. Hale, how loud does God have to send you a message? How loud does the message have to be for you to receive it? And I know maybe examples might come to your mind in a time where it's like, oh, it's been very loud and I wasn't getting it. There's might be times where it was like, it was a whisper, but I got it. Mm-hmm. You can point to examples, but how loud, Hale?
Honestly, what's crazy is I was just working on this or thinking about this earlier this morning when I was doing my devotional time. And what I learned is because I was struggling, like I'm big on affirmation. We talked about this during the dating special. Mm-hmm. Like I love being affirmed. But what I had to come to the realization is that don't seek an affirmation for something that God has already confirmed. You know what I mean? So sometimes there's a message that God has already given to me, whether it's come to pass or not, that I already know is like something for my life. You know what I mean? Whether it's through something I've written down in a journal, through prayer, through, you know, sometimes people will speak stuff into your life. Whatever the case may be, it's like if it's from God or I believe it's from God, I don't need to go seeking an affirmation for that. So for me, it's like it doesn't really need to be that loud. You know what I mean? Because God is not always going to talk to you super loud. So, yeah.
That's a great answer. There was actually a nugget in there for me. I ask because I am. It's been a week for me, and I will say I am incredibly grateful that I'm here.
Yeah.
Some people know, some don't. What I will say though is that God sent me a message last week. Oddly enough, wasn't asking for it. Didn't know I needed it, but maybe that's how the best ones come, right? I thought I had it figured out. I thought I didn't need any more messages from God. But but in all seriousness, it's just I got a very loud message last week. And it was to slow the fuck down. And I wish I could say it was slow down, but no. For those that got children, I'm sorry. I might say it again, but it was literally slow your ass down, boy. And I realize where I am incredibly overworked. And then this morning, my therapist is like, well, like, why do you think that is? Like, why do you think you need to slow down? And I'm talking about all this, like, yeah, man, because, you know, I gotta be here for the people, man. It's just like, it fills me up to be there for other people. And she said, I don't think it fills you up to serve other people. I think it fills a void. Now, I'm not going to go all, yeah. yeah. Like,
that's real.
Let that hit. Let that sit. And I'm not going to go into the childhood programs and the depth of the session. But in getting that message from God last week to slow down, I realized that it is so easy to be outward focused and to make it about everything externally And that's not to say that I avoid doing the work on myself. I think it's that how I choose to prioritize the work on myself when I feel like I have the bandwidth to support others. And just to be honest, I don't all the time.
Right. Nobody
Even if
does.
it is that I think it. Huh?
I said nobody does.
Nah, not really. And so I just realized, I got to slow the hell down. And I'm like not trying to take up the whole first part of this pod and make it about me. But it has just been, it's been an up and down week. It's been a wild week. And I realized that you can't, like, you're not going to be able to support everybody. You're not going to be able to support your dreams and everyone else's dreams and all that. Like you just slow down and look at where you might be filling a void and not filling your cup. However that manifests for you may not be, people. It might be alcohol for some people, and I might be like, hey, I keep my cup filled, but it might be filling a void too. if you are an alcoholic, or if you are drunkenly more times than sober. But something that I've been sitting on, and so maybe I just figured, I want to share that with you, share that with y'all, because we have not talked hell, and I have not told you all everything that's been going on. And kind of same with Sarah, and not saying that anyone listening is afforded this level of vulnerability or needs this level of accessibility to me, but I share it because I can't physically show up for everybody, but maybe just sharing a part of the journey,
right?
Sharing part of the testimony might be the only support I can give to people. So, don't know where you're at in your life. Don't know if you need to speed up, slow down, if you're in your car, in your home, with your kids, with your boo, with work, wherever you're at. Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching. And slow down. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy life. And right now, I'd like to enjoy a little bit of this podcasting. Sarah, Hale, are y'all ready?
Let's get it.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Unfiltered Gems, the podcast. Again, my name is Ryan Hale.
And I'm Malcolm Alexander.
Yes. If you are watching this on YouTube, as you should be, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell up top for post notifications as well. But wherever you're listening, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow us on social media at Unfiltered Gems Podcast. We got a great show in store for you guys today. Getting started with a tragic story, unfortunately, that took place just 5 days ago, where an OnlyFans model named Courtney Taylor stabbed and killed her boyfriend, Christian Toby Obumseli. The domestic dispute was followed up, obviously, by police coming to the apartment, seeing what was going on, and found her in blood. There was a video circulating of her in blood and in handcuffs, but she pleaded insanity and was then taken to a mental health institution where she was evaluated for, I believe, the next 24 to 48 hours. But recently, there was another video circulating within the last couple of days of her being at a hotel, at a bar, having drinks before a citizen started videoing her and calling her out for being out after just killing her boyfriend. And for those who do not know, because this does play a part for what you're seeing on social media and for what a lot of people are talking about. The OnlyFans girl, Courtney Taylor, is a white female, and the boyfriend was a black male, for those who do not know. So it's definitely a very unfortunate story. But my first question to you, Malcolm, because I feel like we see this a lot of times after someone commits murder. No, not this specific.
I was like,
you're so stupid.
Jesus.
Do we?
No, I'm not trying to make a lot of this. I'm just saying the way you posed that question. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know how often we
not
cover
the best phrasing.
Okay, I was like, I don't know how often we see white,
not this specific
girlfriends.
Scenario, but we see a lot of times murderers pleading insanity, and
got
then
it.
having to go to mental health institutions instead of serving time in jail and things like that. So my first question to you, before we obviously take this conversation from a few different angles, is: do you feel like people should be able to plead insanity after murdering a person?
Damn. It's circumstantial. That is, it's not exactly a loaded question, but because there are instances where it is a mental health issue, and there's chances where it is cold-blooded murder. Exactly. So it's a little, it's not even a little, it's a lot of bit circumstantial.
Right. Case by case.
Case by case, whether or not you can plead insanity. Now, there's layers to this case that are still coming out to this day. I just find it very odd. One, actually how we're covering this story.
100%.
In that majority of the headlines that I saw, even in how you read it, why does her occupation as an OnlyFans model, why does that matter as far as identifying her as, rather than just woman stabs man? We can take it a step further if you want to, and we can uncover it from the racial standpoint of white girlfriend stabs, allegedly, black boyfriend. Cool. But I find it very interesting and dare I say it, a little problematic that the main focal point of how we are identifying the woman, I think her name is Kelly or Courtney Taylor.
Yep.
Cool. We can call a murderer. So I just don't understand why Courtney Taylor, alleged murder suspect,
right,
is OnlyFans model. And I think the only reason I draw attention there first, and that's kind of one of the first things about it, as everything was uncovering, because y'all already know, I'll get into the Dr. Umar in a quick second and go, well, here is the issue as to why it's allowed to happen, because he was dead mentally before he was ever even supposed to stab. We'll get into that, y'all. I'm not joking. No, it's not, but we'll get into it. We'll get into that. The racial implications, are clear. But again, our rhetoric in our coverage around sex workers is problematic. Her occupation don't matter. Would we be covering it if she was a taxidermist?
Yeah.
We would be saying taxidermist Courtney Taylor? No.
Actually, to be fair to the article that I was referencing, the headline actually says influencer. So it doesn't say OnlyFans.
Then hell, I'm talking to you, player. Why does OnlyFans matter?
Because in reading the article, it does say she boasts an OnlyFans and 2 million Instagram followers.
Good. So she's an influencer, right?
Right.
I think that's my first point of contention with that story, right? Is just how we're covering it, because I think that now you're taking away from experiences and you're taking away from the real life occupations of sex workers.
I mean, I just think that's an interesting first angle for you. I mean, not disagreeing with you, but to be honest with you, could care less about that. Could honestly care less. That's not the first thing that stuck out to me. I get what you're saying.
Real harm is being caused to sex workers, and I'm not saying that this is the story to pivot to it, but I just find it, I found that detail so about the story and how it was covered. I find that detail so pointless in covering a woman who allegedly stabbed her boyfriend.
Right.
Now, kufi hat and glasses on. I find another angle of it very interesting. The fact that some people are saying that he deserved it because
of the tweets.
Sincere anti-black sentiment, receipts on receipts, and of course, Twitter streets work fast. Kris Jenner works, but I promise you, the Twitter streets work faster.
Don't they though?
As far as uncovering all of the anti-black sentiment that this alleged victim said, tweeted
back in high school, supposedly, because those tweets were about 10 years ago.
And I think that's again different part of the angle where we're gonna find a way to crucify and justify it. And I found that from some people. I'm not gonna say most people on Twitter, but I just found it very interesting. And 10 years ago, it's a long time ago. People change naturally, and we say that all the time, and we got to give people the grace to change.
Yeah. and sadly, we see that so much nowadays, and not just, I mean, it's sad that we're seeing this now in a murder case, but we also see it a lot of times with people who are trying to either start new businesses or have a historic moment, like Kevin Hart with the Oscars. those old tweets and old jokes got brought up, and then you got other people who were maybe breaking into a sport. You got old tweets and stuff like that coming out. That people always want to bring out old tweets and old stuff like that from 10 years ago, and like you said, not allowing people the grace to change. Like it's 10 years ago. And I saw somebody, Angela Rye, posted like tweets are not a death sentence. You get what I'm saying? So no.
So I found that really interesting, especially when looking at the story holistically and looking at it from like a bird's eye view, right? It's a brother who's literally in a real get out situation. In a situation where you fell for this woman who you thought was all this one big old thing.
I mean, I tried not to laugh.
You laughing? I'm not. I'm being so sincere.
No. I'm thinking about Get Out now. Okay. Go ahead.
Looking from the bird's eye view, motherfucker it has been in the sunken place. And it's not funny. It's sad. Like, it's scary.
What, you're saying you think... You're saying you believe he was in the sunken place?
Jesus, yeah.
Why?
Well, I'm following anti-black sentiment, which has been very, at least publicly, has dwindled since 10 years. But you're young and you're with this influencer, primarily. Secondary to me, white woman. Thirdly, consistent domestic abuse or domestic altercations happening according to their neighbors.
Right.
In this Miami home. So me thinking it's the sunken place is that he still stayed there because somewhere he found solace in violent whiteness.
Right.
And I don't think that justifies him dying, and God rest his soul, quite frankly. But I'm looking at it from the bird's eye view of like, holy shit, my nigga was really in the sunken place. Oh shit, this is a real like life get out situation. And that tragically, it cost him his life.
Yeah.
Like I said that and I was not laughing about it because it's like shit. What part of what made this psychosis and this psychological thriller so compelling of Get Out was how insidious and how mental racism and white supremacy can be when it plays into our psyche and when we actually lose ourselves, right? And that journey to the sunken place was a mental, spiritual, but also like partly physical transition journey through this lack of identity, having to find it again.
Right.
And that's what looks like it played out here. It's scary as fuck, man.
Yeah.
And as you said, girls out on the loose, living her life.
That's
the
what
juice
that's
is on the
killing
loose.
me. You stupid.
I don't know if I would have been more scared of OJ being out or this Courtney Taylor being out. I quite frankly, both seem just as scary.
Just as problematic. No,
just scared. Not even problematic. Just scared shitless. I wouldn't touch foot down in wherever the fuck Florida she at. No time soon. That's scary. That's some scary shit, dog.
I just feel like this kind of reminds me of what Joy Ann Reid said. I think it was just last year when it was dealing with that Gabby Petito missing woman situation. And she referred back to the missing white woman syndrome. And I think that is essentially a piece of what we're seeing right now, because we're not getting the same kind of notoriety around this case as we were around. Like, I think if there was a role reversal, I think if she was the one who would have been murdered, he would have been in cuffs and in jail currently. You get what I'm saying?
If he wasn't already dead, but like I think we know that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I guess that's like one of those. Obviously, it'd be different. I guess I'm more. How do I put this? I guess I'm more invested at the moment, and I maybe want your opinion about it. In that, how do you see systemic justice happening at this point? How do you see that manifesting in this case? Is it lock her up? What is it for you? Especially when you know she has the privilege of walking free right now.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? What's justice for you?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, for me, I guess justice will be whatever justice her family wants to see, whether that be her spending the rest of her life in prison or whatever the case may
Or
be.
whatever his family
His family wants. I'm sorry, whatever his family wants. Yeah, whatever his family is.
Damn, I was like, I don't think her family wants her gone, but
whatever his family wants. So I mean, I know they are trying to probably most likely seek justice through the court system, and not no mental health situation, because obviously, like I said, she out and about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And to your last point, you were like, I mean, I think it's obvious that it would be different. I don't know how obvious it is for a lot of people, though. Like, I don't know if everyone sees it as such an obvious, like it would be so different. You get what I'm saying?
if the roles were
reversed. You get what I'm saying? I think we think it's obvious, but lots of people may not.
Yeah, but I think we see it play out. We've seen this play out before.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only situation where it's worked is one that we just referenced jokingly.
Yeah.
The only one where that man did a little bit of time and is still here is the juice.
And he didn't even do time for the murder.
So there you go. It's obvious to me, and I think even our performative white allies would agree that it's obvious. Naturally, y'all love to talk about, the world loves to pitch black men up as the most oppressed. So I think it actually is an obvious get for most people. But what happens when a black man is truly a victim and you have to defend? I don't know what happens here. I don't see a lot of justice for I don't see the calls for justice. Yeah. I see us cross-examining him in the media.
Exactly.
The reason I brought sex work into this is because still her being an OnlyFans model is still the entry point for a lot of people.
True.
That is why I made it primary. We are making like digging up receipts on him priority, and then painting her as less than because she's a sex worker primarily, before painting her as less than because she's a fucking murderer as the primary. That's why I've dissected this the way I've dissected it, man. Like it's sad. I don't know what's gonna happen. If I'm thinking about what sounds about white and sounds about Florida, she gonna be at spring break next year, looking for some new victims. Unfortunately,
I really, really hope not. I really, really hope not.
That's on that, y'all.
Question.
Need to know your opinions though. You said what's that?
I said question.
Oh, please.
So, do you remember the case? It was a couple years ago. Kim Kardashian was defending a female. I think she was underage, and she had killed her abuser. And she was in jail.
Yes.
And they wouldn't let her out. And this was a case of documented abuse. All this was going on.
Yep. She's a former veteran too. I believe in Texas. I want to say her name. I love the case. Yes.
Wait. We're not talking about Centoya Brown, right? Not that.
I think it is.
Oh, is that one?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure what her name was.
Centoya Brown?
I couldn't look it up.
Ooh. No. Continue, Sarah.
So here we are. We have a female with a male oppressor, and I'm not sure what his race was, but.
And yes, we are. I'm talking about Centoya Brown. Yeah. So yes.
Okay.
Same. Okay.
She doesn't get to go anywhere. She's locked up. She doesn't get bail. There's no anything. There's no question
15
about
years.
What that is, right? So why is there not the same treatment for this particular female? Like, why is there not more investigation? Like, it's already like, oh, well, even if there is documented abuse, it had to be coming from him. Like, there's no.
I think.
I'm sorry that I'm like, there's a smile on my face right now.
Yeah,
I look so sinister as I'm hearing it, and I'm like,
I don't want to cut you off, but I think that just goes back to what we were talking about, because she's white. I mean, that's just that's pretty much it. She's just a white woman with a big following, and was able to plead insanity.
Centoya Brown got 15 fucking years, yo. She just got out within the past 3 years. And I watch a lot of the press run. She has an incredible book that I've yet to read, but it's out right now if you want context onto what really happened.
Right.
There's evidence of the abuse.
And she was
and
getting
still
abused
15 years for
as a young
herself.
child, too.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, to me, it's obvious, and y'all can look right there at the side by side of just those mere cases. And even if we didn't bring Centoya Brown's case into this, it is still so obvious as to why this woman is out having shots and drinks at bars right now. Come on. I'm not the one that always wants to make it about race. I ain't trying to go there, but if the shoe fits, if the glove fits.
Yeah, sadly, it's hard to avoid the race conversation in this one.
Yeah, can't at all.
It is what it is.
The cognitive dissonance, the duality of it, is very real. I do know we got to go to a quick break, but I do. It was a rough weekend, y'all. I don't know for me. Excuse me. Let me not speak for everybody. Some of y'all had an amazing. I'm gonna start speaking like Shaq. Some of y'all had amazing. I was playing with Kobe. Had amazing weekends. I know you did. But I do want to send a sincere condolence to the family of Dwayne Haskins, Steelers QB. That story is really sad.
Yeah, very, very, very sad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I that's honestly why I brought to the pod, because I was like, man, I wouldn't know the Ohio State, but you know the Ohio State, and so. Yeah, man, I saw that story, and there's not much to say outside of sending love, sending light, sending condolences to Haskins' teammates and his families and his friends. And 24 years old, was struck by a dump truck of all ways to transition. But just, y'all, kind of goes back to what I said in the beginning of the podcast as far as just to slow down. Not saying that was the lesson for Mr. Haskins, but slow down, be present, enjoy life while it's here, because you can be 24 and you can be on to your next one. So condolences to the family. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to have some fun, have some celebration. Hell, I might pop a bottle after the break. More Unfiltered Gems when we get back. But look, you are cordially invited. I really need y'all. I need y'all here for the return of Capacity, a dance party. We're calling it Groove Theory. It goes down in Chinatown on April 14th. Your favorite black-ass disco party is back. So for all the disco, house, funk, and R&B vibes, come check out myself, Malcolm Alexander, and my brother XVR on April 14th at the return of Capacity, a dance party. We're calling it Groove Theory. More information at capacitydanceparty.com/Groove Theory. Unfiltered Gems, the podcast. Hello, world, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Ryan Hale.
We are at Unfiltered Gems Podcast on every platform. Okay. Last episode, I believe I lit our audio listeners on fire because I said that they need to step it up as far as listeners, and told them to get to YouTube. But that's not the real issue, right? The real issue is that since there's such a drove of people on YouTube, y'all got to do better, and y'all got to give us listens on the podcast platforms.
We need y'all to double up.
I need y'all to double up, okay? Do better. Get your ass on the field, and let's win, okay? No, thank you to everybody for listening. Appreciate everybody listening, watching the entire 9. Y'all, it's a celebration, bitches, because we want to be here and we want to celebrate our newest Supreme Court Justice Ketanji. Oh God, it's a whole name. Ketanji. Say the whole name.
To celebrate without.
I know without knowing the whole name.
Justice Brown Jackson.
Yeah. So that I thought Jackson was last.
Jackson Brown. I'm sorry. Wait,
is it Jackson Brown? Because I'm looking at KJB.
Brown Jackson.
It's Brown Jackson. Because I saw KJB in the rundown and I said,
yeah.
Kind of threw me off. I thought it was Brown Jackson. Okay, maybe that's why I was looking.
Yeah.
I said, if I meant thank you for. Okay, y'all. I knew it was right, but I said I looked here real quick. I said KBJ or KJB. Yeah. I said I don't know.
KBJ.
Yeah, man. Newest Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. America, well, for the most part, is elated to have her, despite what seemed like a contingent vote. Not split 50-50 by any means, but man, did the racism just seethe out here in the hearing confirmation process of welcoming Justice Brown into the fold, especially in a country right now that I think just a few things we got to highlight, right? Sure, we just covered the Don't Say Gay bill. There's also the fact that Oklahoma just passed an abortion ban even stricter than Texas's ban that is already in full effect. Recently in Texas, a woman was arrested and is in jail right now for giving herself an abortion because of lack of access. Y'all, look, I'm not trying to be that guy, but thank God we have Justice Brown stepping into the seat, because we're still in a very mad country that sincerely needs this type of action. And what the confirmation hearing showed was that I think Ketanji Brown is about that action.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that this is far greater than representation. That's why my words here are in action. So, Hale, how are you feeling about, as we are here to celebrate the confirmation of our newest Supreme Court justice?
Yeah, I'm extremely, extremely happy and excited for her. Very, very happy at the way she carried herself. So much grace, so much elegance, so much pride throughout the whole hearing that we saw that happened, I think, a few weeks before the confirmation that took place last week. So I'm just really happy for her, man. I mean, it's not often that we see a black woman elevated to such a high honor and have the ability to not only motivate other young black women, but black men as well, and just black people all around the country. So that's what I'm the most excited for. My mom couldn't stop texting us about it, so she's obviously excited, which even makes me more excited. So I'm really happy to see her there, and hopefully she can create some real change in our justice system. I know that it's not just going to take her, of course, but hopefully she'll be the catalyst for some change, and maybe even the domino that creates an effect so that we can see more black men and women, whether that's in the justice system or on the Supreme Court or even in government as a whole. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, man. Naturally, a lot of the cases that I brought up are examples lately of just very heinous and bigoted legislation. A lot of those are going to have to go to the Supreme Court at the rate that they're going and how they're being fought on the state level. So I am elated that we have the representation there. Sotomayor is still on the Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So it's like we have strong POC women holding down a really good front when it comes to creating real change and maybe the type of progressive change that we do want to see, and not the regressive like we are seeing playing out in some of these larger conservative and Republican led states. Because it's scary. It's wild that we're in 2022 having the conversations that we're in. And I think it is in a place that now we do have, I think, better ground to hold these corporations accountable, right? Because corporations, I think, are going to be now the dividing force. We know that a lot of these corporations are conservative or Republican funded, right? But if these Disneys, if these corporations in these Republican states that are passing all this heinous stuff, if they start pulling out, that's going to put change, more ammo, should I say, in the arsenal of change. And I think having a new Supreme Court justice that can actually vote in favor and rule in favor of progressive change, I think it's going to be really, really important.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
it's dope to see somebody that looks like yourself in there as well.
Always.
But I think when we talked about it a while back, I need more than that. We can see people that look like us all day, but all skin folk ain't kin folk. And I'm not saying that's the case here with Ketanji Brown Jackson. I'm not saying that's the case for her by any mean. I think the confirmation hearing showed that. But just because you look like me don't mean that I can trust you.
100%.
That's all that is.
100%.
I will say that. All skin folk ain't kin folk. Y'all know. Well, a black Republican voted against her. So I'm just making that known. So it's come on now. Come on.
Ignorance has no color.
Yes, true. Very true. So we are elated here, man. I'm super excited. Do you have more questions? Do you want to dissect Justice Brown anymore?
No, I think we kind of hit the nail on the head, man. Just excited to see what she has. And what she's able to do as far as creating change. And I'm excited to see her when she gets in this summer. I know a lot of spotlight is going to be on her once those first cases start coming around, and to see how she votes and all that stuff. I mean, they are always trying to put black people under the limelight once we get the opportunity. But I think by the way she carried herself in that hearing, I think it's going to be, I think she's going to do amazing. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh, 100%. You know what I'm going to say? What would be the most radical piece of like legislation or ruling that you can make? What would be the most radical for you?
Probably reparations.
Ooh. Because, okay, you know where it starts? You know where that starts? And we're going to talk reparations in a quick second. Because, man, reparations always got everyone divided.
Right.
You know, I thought it'd be really interesting if she ruled in favor of only black people having Juneteenth off.
Yeah, I don't
like
think
if she,
happen, though.
but if she
go to the Supreme
if she
Court.
championed, if she was like, nah, listen
championed
here, listen here, Caucasoids. Listen here, everybody that don't look like me and got this nappy head. That's how she talks now. She talk like this.
God.
And if she just goes, America, none of y'all get Juneteenth off except niggas.
That's stupid.
Bop, bop, bop. She gonna knock on the
That's the
thing.
gavel.
The gavel. That's what it is. The gavel. She gonna knock on the gavel. So this shit is for us. She gonna start singing Solange. It's gonna be great. Okay. So look. Speaking of reparations, okay, because I think it starts there. Did you catch the last episode of Atlanta by chance?
I couldn't miss it.
Okay. Also featured my man's from Hangover. Yes. The main character, the white guy, he's from Hangover. Dog. Yes.
Wait, which guy was he in Hangover? Who was he in Hangover?
He was the one that went missing.
Oh, that's why I don't remember him.
Bro. That was my
He
man
was gone
who
the whole
went missing.
movie.
He was gone the whole movie. I was like,
You're right though.
yeah, I was like,
Oh, you're right. You're right.
oh my god, that is so great.
Man.
That was. I'm glad we. Yeah, Justin Bertha. That was Doug.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That was Doug.
That's true. That was him.
So,
Man,
yes.
good to see him again.
Good to see him. That's a white man that niggas love. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas love the Hangover. I was like,
Oh man, that's funny.
okay, all right, okay. we got to get on track here. So yes, Justin Bertha, leading in another. I find it interesting. Everybody is taking a note from Marvel, and they are just creating their own universe. There is now just the Atlantaverse, through which
Literally.
episodes can just exist within the Atlantaverse, and they are not contingent on, similar to the Star Wars, they're not contingent on the Skywalkers, right? You can have Harry Potter, and it's not contingent on Harry Potter. You can have Fantastic Beasts, okay? You can now have a whole Marvel verse, right? And just have multiple characters and multiple timelines and multiple realities to say anything can fucking happen. It's great. And Atlanta is that as well. There is an entire multiverse. There's a whole verse for Atlanta right now. And so this last episode that we just have to talk about was one of those episodes that existed outside of the timeline and character plot of the third season that we're watching right now that follows our main characters in Europe. But no, it follows a Justin Bertha. Justin Bartha. That is definitely not Bertha. I'm thinking definitely Justin Bartha, I'm pretty sure. Nonetheless, follows my man. His name is Marshall in the show, so we'll call him Marshall. Okay. Follows Marshall, who is a almost divorcee, kind of newly single dad, working on co-parenting. You know, loves probably more conservative leaning podcasts. Has his day-to-days of just being a regular white man and works. What is it? Was it a staffing agency or so? It was like an ad agency or
something like that. They weren't really clear on exactly what the job was.
But out of nowhere, there was this trial that happens through which a shareholder at Tesla who is black is able, or someone who works at Tesla was able to sue one of the shareholders of Tesla because it come to find out that his ancestors, the white man's ancestors enslaved the black man's ancestors, through which a new law was being passed that black families could come after white families if you were slave owners. If your bloodline as a white person Yeah, if your ancestors, right, if your bloodline shows that if your bloodline has slave owners in them,
Right.
then you could. There was privileges you lost. You know what I'm saying? You could work at the same company. Black people, you have to pay black people now.
Mm-hmm.
White people now have to pay reparations. I love how it ended. All of them said, so how much tonight? Oh, the normal 10%?
Yeah.
Okay, great. 15%?
He said,
The
ouch.
15? Ouch. Damn. He said, that's how much you paying. Shaniqua, it was Shaniqua.
Yep.
Shaniqua Brown kept coming after Marshall Brown because, yeah, his
wanted her money.
great granddad owned her great grandfather.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting episode.
Very.
I didn't know what it was gonna be at first, and finally when I got
Same.
into it, I found it very interesting. Right, kind of just shows how again the passive aggressive racism. It's just there. I'm just living my life as a white man up until the point where it's like, okay, well, what in the actual fuck? Y'all niggas can't have all this, and this is my money. When Shaniqua's whole family was at the house.
Oh. And then she said, get him. And he took his shoes off, chasing the car. I said, this is out of control. Oh, man, that show is ridiculous.
Hell, what are reparations for you? How'd you like the episode one? Have you thought about reparations?
Episode one I thought was great. I mean, they always do an amazing job with their storytelling and how they shoot it and everything. It was awesome. I mean, for the longest time, I was trying to figure out, like, who the heck is in a green car? And then it just, the way they brought it to light was fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
Have I thought about reparations? Yes, I have. But it's kind of one of those things that it's like a unicorn. Like, I don't ever think I'll see it. But have I thought about it? Absolutely. I've got great-grandparents and even grandparents even who have sat me down and told me stories about segregation and their parents' stories on slavery and stuff like that. So I know that I'm not that far removed from people who were in slavery. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So to even think that there would be money due to me or even my children or my children's children, that's just crazy to think about. And that's why a part of me is like, I don't think I'll ever see it in our lifetime, especially because, like we just talked about, the way we're in 2022 and we're still talking about women being allowed to have an abortion. I mean, I think that we're just going backwards in our line of the justice system and governing and things like that. So I don't think we'll see reparations until we see 90% less old white men in government. Then maybe we'll start seeing a shift to that.
Hale.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need you to piss some people off today. Who do you think deserves reparations? Who do you think truly are owed reparations? And what do reparations look like to you? That is specifically what I asked. What do you think? What are reparations to you?
Oh, what are reparations to me?
What are reparations to you? What do you think
reparations
is
to
owed?
me
And
is
who
money.
do you think it's
money? I think.
I need specifics, baby. Paint the picture, okay? Reparations are happening right now. We saw it in Atlanta. We saw what it could look like.
Reparations are not happening right
Okay.
now. That's a fictional imagination.
Okay? We saw it just now. Okay? In this episode. What do you what do reparations look like to you?
I mean,
then who do you think that they're owed to?
I think that's an obvious answer. They're owed to people who were ancestors of slavery, which is mostly going to be
American slavery.
Yeah, American slavery.
Okay.
Yeah, American slavery. Yes, American slavery, which is going to be mostly, if not all, black people.
No, we are a very large diaspora. We come from many places.
True. So black Americans, African Americans.
Okay.
I just don't like the way that the show did it. I think that would just be tough. I don't think I could be chasing somebody around for my money. I mean, that would just be. I think part of me would feel a little bad too, because it's like, okay, you weren't the slave owner, but your ancestors were. It's kind of like the sins of the father fall onto the son. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just watching you right now, man.
Should the son have to pay for the sins of the father? I don't know.
Yes!
That's
No,
that's
I'm just
tough.
kidding, I'm just
That's
kidding.
really really tough.
Oh man.
I think it's easier for me to say reparations. Like, yeah, we should be due all the money that our ancestors were never paid for, or paid. But it's the part where it's like, who do we get that money from? You know what I mean? I think the easiest thing I would say is we should get it from all them student loans that are out there. Let's just wipe those clean and start handing out some reparations. That would probably be the easiest, but I don't know.
Don't wipe or not like specifically just wipe the debt for any descendant of a slave. Just wipe the student loan debt. Just start there.
Just
Start
there.
Start
And
there.
then after
Credit
that, pay us the remainder.
Think about it. If they squared away the debts of every African descendant of a slave,
That would be huge.
if they cleared any and all debt, that's just the start.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm about to say. That's just the start, because that's not even all of it. That wouldn't even be all of it.
It's not at all. And then it's subjective because like
Right.
you could have some folk that might be, far more well off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they're any less deserving of things.
Right. Okay. Well, same
Right.
questions to you then. What do reparations look like to you, and who should they be paid to and paid by?
Okay. This is really. I think about this often.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not. Like I really think about reparations often, and not whether or not like I'm gonna see them in my lifetime or my children's lifetime. It's so what I just fuck with the episode of Atlanta because I'm just like, yo, like give us something tangible. Yes, it exists in this Atlantaverse. That's what we're gonna call it, right? It exists in this Atlantaverse. That would it come that way, as comical as that way is, will reparations look just like that? Probably not.
No.
I've also thought about what money immediately and what a large amount of it can do to the economy, and how unrealistic I think introducing those kind of funds into an economy that already has inflation, what that, like a high level of inflation, like gas is the way it is, oat milk is the price it is, like things are more expensive, it's a terrible time to buy a car, like just our economy is screwed as it is. So introducing new funds into the treasury would like throw things off. And even before this current economic like space that we're in, I was still thinking that. So when it comes to money, I'm always like, oh man, like it's hard because a lot of money right now could be worth a certain dollar amount, a certain money to certain people. It's weird. But I think reparations are owed to descendants of slaves. And the only reason I say that is because it's like, again, we are a very large diaspora, and there are reparations that are owed to a lot of countries that black people come from. So I want everybody to get their reparations.
Oh, okay.
But
so not just American slaves. Is that what you're saying?
But no, American descendants of or African descendants of slaves here in America are owed American reparations.
Right. Okay.
Okay. But I'm saying reparations are owed to a lot of black people around the world just because of like European rule. And so it's like, so I still want to see people get their reparations in whatever way they come from the oppressive power structure that oppressed your bloodline.
Right.
Okay. But in this country, I'm talking to like African American descendants of slaves. Okay. They are naturally owed to us by this nation. I don't know if I'm going to go after my
exactly
my ancestors, or by
their ancestors,
my oppressors' ancestors, my oppressors' ancestors.
Right, but you wouldn't be going after the ancestors. You would be going after your peer, essentially. You're going off your coworker.
I think your great uncle
owned me.
Used to way not own me.
Yeah.
Think about that. We in a multiverse.
True.
My variant. Not my variant. My ancestor. Your great uncle owned my great grandma, and that shit's not okay. 10% of every single 10% of every single one of your paychecks, nigga, is going to me.
Oh my gosh.
That's That's how I think it plays out. No, yeah, I don't know if that's realistic. Like, I don't know if it's that.
I don't think it is.
I don't know. It in theory, it seems like, yeah, sure, cool, great, but I'm like, I don't think it. I don't see it working that way. I don't know. I've thought reparations, to me, yeah, money's one thing. I don't know how the financial part of it will play out. But I imagine also giving black people space and the encouragement and the government protection, and I know that there's a contingent relationship with us and the government, but for us to establish our own Bill of Rights, to meet, like I always said, it would be amazing if we were able to have like mass meetings without being like enforced, like having the FBI there, but being able to have like meet and mass at convention centers across America and actually have discourse about what black people really want. Because I feel like that's one thing as far as getting us onto the same page as black Americans that has always been counted against us. And so I think reparations would actually look like support from America. And I think that comes in also like a mental kind of way, but support from America for us to meet and better each other. I think reparations look like abolishing the prison industrial complex and a lot of wrongfully convicted or nuanced convicted black Americans released from prison. You know, it's a lot. It's like it's very deep. It's so much more than money. I think land is owed, but I'm like, I don't think a bunch of niggas just want to start making like Folktown in the middle of Minnesota. Like, I don't know if it's just like, hey y'all, we getting land grants. Right. We getting our 40 acres, baby, and everybody gets a plot in Montana. You would get me. I would say, like, I'd be like, okay, but you know. Yeah. I don't know if it's just realistic. It's okay, cool. Suddenly, just now, black folk, come in. So, yeah, man. I think government support of black banks, low key. There's like an air of. This might be a hot take. Reparations would almost look like some layer of positive segregation. Letting black banks, letting black towns, letting black infrastructure flourish and actually get support from America.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. That's a interesting take.
No, but sincerely, I don't think you'll hear me later. Sincerely, name one black bank off the top of your head.
No, I can't.
Cool. Name a black town,
but I don't.
But like that's not underwater right now. Name a black town.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I'm saying I don't know if I would expect that to be. I just think when we start thinking about reparations, this is probably another reason why I think it's unrealistic, because everybody has so many different ideas of reparations.
Like, totally.
You just named off like 7 or 10 things right there. Like, all of those can't be reparations. You get what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like. I can't name black banks right now, but I don't think I should expect that from reparations. Like, I feel like that's a whole different issue than reparations. You get what I mean? Black banks and black towns and stuff like that. Like, I don't feel like that would be necessarily a reparation. Like, that should be something that we should be able to get started up now, or America should start supporting now before reparations, if that makes sense.
Oh, sure, but it's not. So it's like, people want to say, like, what does it look like? It's like, but the thing is that we're not. And so that's why it's like, you want to see support. Imagine, like, support for people to divest from Bank of America or a Wells Fargo and invest in a black bank.
Yeah, no, I get you.
As in a way to further prove and put actual black dollar in equitable hands. Because equity looks like reparations rather than equality, So it, especially in America. That's me, though.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So look, quick break. We got to come in with some hot takes about rapidy rap and more after the break. Unfiltered Gems. Thank you. Love is in the air, y'all.
Is it, though? You'll be the judge as you watch our new 3-episode dating special premiering in February.
I've been shooting my shot in the DMs lately. Losing battle.
We are getting into the good and probably the bad of dating. It's going down exclusively on the Unfiltered Gems podcast YouTube channel.
So learn your lady's way of communicating.
Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Unfiltered Gems, the podcast. My name is Ryan Hale.
I'm Malcolm Alexander.
And as Malcolm has mentioned already, be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms at Unfiltered Gems Podcast. So as Malcolm said, got a lot of hot takes coming right now about some about some stuff that me and Malcolm argue about, should I say, quite a bit. And we've actually argued about this or talked about this on the pod recently. But we're talking none other than our favorite rappers. XXL, the magazine, released some questions just today about rappers and some of your favorite rappers and all of that stuff. So we're going to dive into those. And obviously, like we said, at Unfiltered Gems Podcast, be sure to send us your answers as well, so we can see how they compare or contrast to ours. So first question on the list, Malcolm, is your favorite rapper of all time. So don't get this confused with the GOAT. That's a different question. But your favorite rapper of all time is...
Man.
And why?
You know what's so wild is that, like, I have a bunch of rappers for all these questions, but then I can also put the same rapper with all of these questions as all, because I could also dislike my favorite rapper at times.
Oh, wow.
Because maybe they just be making me wait for an album.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not. Golly. Man, I don't know. I don't have...
No, you can't dodge it. We're not doing that. It's not how this works.
Favorite rapper...
Just say it.
Busta. Damn, Sarah. Wow. Busta Rhymes.
Oh, yeah. I knew that, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like, I'm just, but it's like seeing the rest of the superlatives. I'm like, Yeah. It's hard. Your favorite rapper?
Mine would either be just rapper, not artist. Mine would either be J. Cole or Andre 3000.
Okay.
One of those
Also, Cole's new feature would be
Oh my gosh.
London.
Unbelievable.
Jesus. 5 times last night.
Unbelievable.
5 times last night. Mondub had the hot fire on the track. I was like, this man is not going there. I was riveted. Thank you. He makes me believe in rap music. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
bro. It got to be Cold World or 3 Stacks. Both
Got
of them
you.
make me feel away when they spit a verse. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
So, one of them for sure. All right. Rapper that you dislike.
Dislike. Oh, man. A lot?
Facts. Can I just say all of mumble rap in this category?
No, because there's some other rap I like. Okay,
I see.
like you know, there's some that can kind of work.
Okay.
I'm gonna say someone that I dislike, but also for overrated. But damn, or hell, you give me a rapper you dislike.
No, that's not how this works.
Oh my God! Well, that was terrible.
No.
Okay, fine.
Rapper I dislike would probably be. Oh gosh, I cannot think of this guy. Trippie Redd. I think that's his name, right? Trippie Redd. Yeah, that guy's garbage.
Yeah.
That guy is garbage. And I've got some more for overrated, but I'll just keep it at one there. Probably.
Okay. I'm gonna say a rapper that I dislike. Yeah, Logic. Logic doesn't really do it for me.
Wow.
Just,
I actually kind of like
it's a
Logic
political thing.
sometimes.
I think it's a political thing. I don't know. There's just nothing that like.
It's a political thing.
It's a minor political thing, to be honest.
Why?
Like,
Okay.
my man-
Do share.
My man
Do
literally
tell.
like no, he just goes into the whole like, my mom's white, my dad's black. It wasn't there for me. A little too much for me. I'm like, fam, okay, we get it. Like, you're mixed, bro. Like, I get it. You're still black, but you're white passing. It's confusing. I know. We're just as confused as you, bro. Like, I just.
Oh man.
Logic is a lot sometimes, and like, yeah. But kudos to
funny.
him, man. Bobby, what's his name? Bobby Tarantino or whatever.
Yeah.
About to retire. Go, do you, boo? Do you?
All right.
Oh.
Rapper that grew on you.
Ooh. I know who yours is.
Do you?
Tyler the Creator.
No. It could actually fit here, but no, that's not who I was gonna say.
I was like, Tyler, because you were not a Tyler fan
That's
at
true.
one
Yeah.
point.
Could fit here,
I would
but
say.
that's not who I was gonna say.
A rapper that grew on me. Lil Uzi.
Wow.
Yo, fam, because you just talk about like, a lot of bubble rap, and I was like, actually, when I first heard of it, I was like, okay, this is a lot. But then like I saw Uzi at a festival, and I was like, I get it. Damn. And then some of the shit just get a little catchy for me, and I'd be like, okay.
No, I guess I understand that.
Uzi's fun. Uzi is very fun. I'm not saying the music's great, but it's fun.
No, I get you.
And it's so like top of mind, a rapper that grew on me, Lil Uzi.
Okay. For me, the rapper that grew on me is Future. I could not stand Future for the longest. Part of me still cannot stand him at all. But there are some
rappers that I
songs.
dislike Future. But
There are some songs that, like you just mentioned for Uzi, that are very catchy, and like some of his hooks and stuff like that, or his features on songs. So he has grown on me, but I'm still I'm not a Future fan, but he has grown on me.
sure. But okay. Thank you for clearing that up, because I was like, all right, this is not a pro Future pod.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Most
We are
overrated
Sierra
rapper.
Hive. Sierra. No. We are Sierra Hive. No, overrated. Damn. First one that came to mind was Eminem, but M can spit his ass off.
He can. I don't know if that's overrated.
It's not overrated. I think like Call of Duty just makes me hate Eminem fans, because I feel like Eminem, like Mountain Dew, is the lead sponsor of Call of Duty. And like maybe I just be triggered by Eminem music at sometimes. Damn, rapper that grew on me. Or no, most overrated. Oof. Damn. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an overrated. I don't have an overrated one right now.
Okay.
I don't
For
have
me,
an overrated.
most overrated, Young Thug. I think that guy is very, very, very overrated. Yep. And I know you're probably a Young Thug fan. I don't understand it. I really don't get the hype. I've tried so many times. I do not understand it. You guys are just lost.
Here's how.
I don't. He's very overrated to me.
Okay. All right, Hale. Here's where we engage. Whether or not you're a fan of Young Thug, in this essay, I will explain how Young Thug is actually more impactful to pop music today than Future. I think Young Thug.
That doesn't hurt me at all.
No. I'm sincere. I think that he is probably. I think Kanye made this next generation, and I think what we see in pop culture right now is literally inspired by Young Thug. Like I think, like I said, whether or not you're a fan, I think his ear for melody and production and how his songs and took off, just what the sound that he created in 2012, Drake ran with it, Future ran with it, Ray Shremmerd ran with it, Mike Will Made It ran with it, Kendrick ran with it, like Cole ran with it, like every, whether hip hop, and then any mumble rapper, any of these artists on Kiss FM that are doing the pseudo, I'm singing but I'm rapping. Damn, that's all Thug.
Thug did not do that first, though.
That's all Thug, dog. No, I'm serious.
No.
Like the melody, it's all Thug.
Said
Thug is responsible for
Drake ran with it. That's not 100% true, because we saw Drake doing that on So Far Gone, which came out before 2012.
No, dog. I'm saying like Drake's like post 2012, 2013 flow. I'm saying like Drake was on the R&B tip before that. I literally think where Drake. Yes, that was way more R&B, huh?
Take Care was an R&B album.
It's hip hop, but like it's like that's R&B tinged. It's like that's an R&B record, and that's why it's fire. I'm telling you right now, Look, we're gonna move on to the most underrated.
We can't.
But I promise you right now, Young Thug responsible for music as we know it today.
Disagree there.
No, and you can, but I'm telling
Most
you,
underrated rapper.
you gonna put some respect on Thugger. That's all I'm telling you. You gonna put some respect on
I'm
Thugger.
not. And no matter how long you keep saying it, I'm not.
You gonna put some respect on Thugger.
He's
That's gonna be the name of the episode.
Overrated. Over.
Did you get the clap wrong? It was one clap. Did you get the clap wrong?
No, you never been to a oh, you don't go to sporting events. That's the overrated. Sarah, you knew where I was coming from.
It was correct.
Thank you, Sarah.
I don't like. I think
Malcolm
there was a
said,
lag.
Malcolm
Okay?
said, where do they clap like that at?
No, because on my end you missed the last two, and so I thought we was fucking. I didn't hear.
No, yeah,
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
Check, bro. No, most underrated rapper.
Little Sims.
Okay, that's a good one. Man, I've got a lot for this because I got a lot of rappers I don't think get enough love. The one I'm going to name today, though, is Boss. Big fan of Bossy. I think Boss is really, really fire. Not a Boss fan? Man, crazy. Yeah,
No,
so
I
crazy.
didn't say I wasn't a fan. I just thought of the better rappers on Dreamville.
Well, outside of J. Cole, who else would it be? JID?
You can keep going. You can keep going. I just like.
No, I'm
Big
saying
Pun.
outside of J. Cole, who would you say is the better rapper on Dreamville? JID?
1000%.
Okay, then who else?
I think Earth Gang.
Earth Gang is
Venus
also
is the
cold,
singer. I think Venus. Who's is Venus and what's the other? The other
His
nigga.
name's Cody, I want to say.
Something like that. I think.
Yeah.
I think he spits better than Boz. Just myself. Me personally.
Hey, that's fine. I don't think I can say a
personally.
group is better than that one rapper though. But if you're just saying Cody himself, I don't think so though, personally. But hey, to each his own.
Hey.
Who's yours?
You don't have to.
Oh, Lil Sims. You said Lil Sims. Okay.
Yeah, I already said Lil Sims.
Okay.
No, you can kill him because you said you had a few. I probably just
Oh,
kinda
you said
disagree
keep
with all.
going. Oh,
Yeah,
for my
yeah.
few. My bad.
Because you said you had a few.
Yeah, Boss would be one. Vince Staples, I think, is very underrated.
Oh, you better
His last
represent the
album.
Long Beach.
Yeah,
Period.
his last album was really good.
Period.
That's all that comes to mind right now, actually.
Tyler.
Oh yeah, you love Tyler though. Yeah, see, Tyler doesn't. It's really not moving the needle for me yet. His last album was really good though. His last album was really good. His last album, production wise, was amazing. I still don't know if I can say that he's one of the best rappers out today though. That's my thing. Like, for me personally, I wouldn't put him up against a lyricist. That's not to me. So yeah, he doesn't come top of mind. If you guys are not watching on YouTube, Malcolm is staring death through me right now.
I'm confused, nigga. You are speaking a foreign language to me, my nigga.
That's how you look.
I am like, did you just speak in peanut? Like, wah, 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 wah,
You're
wah.
stupid.
Like, this man just got a fucking Grammy, bro. Like,
He did.
he just,
And he's great.
Like,
I just don't.
what more do you want?
He got the Grammy for Best Rap Album, which was well deserved. But I don't think if it was a Grammy for Best Rapper, he would have won that. J. Cole was a better rapper than him, who was also up for Best Rap Album. Was Cole's album better? I don't think so. I think Tyler Creator, well deserved. But rapper, just pure rapper, J. Cole was 10 times better than Tyler the Creator.
I would agree. I would agree, but like, keep Tyler's name out
Actually,
your
we
fucking
could.
mouth.
We could actually pull up all of the rap album nominees, and I don't think he could rap better than any of them personally. Maybe outside of Nas.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe
You think
not actually. Maybe
Wait,
not.
I'm sorry. Exactly. Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just say you think Tyler raps better than Nas?
No. I'm saying as far as today, because we always joke about Nas's line, "I never hit women," and I mean that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Nas really still has bars like that today. I'm not talking about Nas's career.
I was like, nigga, you are walking into uncharted waters that I don't know if I can swim in.
Absolutely
with you.
not. Nas as a career is, and actually Nas is probably still the better rapper. So Let me not even play. I don't think he can rap better.
that's
He's not a better rapper than Drake. He's not a better rapper than Nas. He's not a better rapper than Cole. He's not a better rapper than Kanye. Those were all his competition for the rap album of the year.
We might agree.
See how you just defeat someone. That's how you do it.
Oh my God. I don't think he can rap better than Kanye right now because Kanye hasn't had bars that have captivated me.
So you think right now
time.
Tyler is a better rapper than Kanye?
Yeah.
But not better
For
than
sure.
Nas right now?
Oh, okay, you're saying right now? Then
That's all I was talking about, yeah.
Because, I'm just like, the Nas shit hasn't like,
It really hasn't hit you.
But One Mic is like, I still fuck with One Mic.
Oh, yeah.
One Mic's
and I
great.
liked King Disease 1 personally. I thought that was a really good album. So
No.
I know you wasn't feeling it. All right, the GOAT.
Keep it. I don't want to agree with you, but I feel like we'll agree.
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, go ahead. You want to say it, or should I?
I don't want to say it. He doesn't deserve it. He deserves it.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say he doesn't deserve it. I'm not gonna go
He
that
deserves
far.
it. They deserves it. Non-binary, they deserve it. Trying to make it seem like y'all don't know who it is. Like it's just hard. No one has achieved the level.
Bro, and the longevity,
of
it's like
success. Yeah.
I was literally reading this
here's
question.
how about this. We can talk about this person without saying their name. Let's do that. Let's talk about everything without saying this motherfucker's name. That's how bad I am at this man right now.
I was reading this question and I was like, man, it's just so hard for me to pick anybody else.
Yeah.
As bad as I would love to say Biggie, because I'm a huge Biggie fan.
He didn't get the chance to have the career.
Exactly, like he didn't get the chance.
Yeah.
So
like when I look at GOAT, like I'm, because all the other ones are incredibly subjective, right?
Exactly.
So like we could sit there. That's why you can say, oh, we need to defeat somebody. I'm like we could joke because it's like just how I feel. Like who is my favorite?
Yeah.
Busta Fonte. Like
Right.
Fonte, I want to put an underrated too, but I want to put Little Sims. I could go on with Fonte. I think Fonte is incredibly underrated. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just so many rappers that I think can go into the underrated. I can put an overrated and all that kind of stuff, but when I think about the GOAT, I'm looking at the track record. I'm looking at the resume. I'm looking at the level that you've been able to achieve.
It's like
around the age, like by the age of 50. And most times rappers can't even make it to 50, which is very scary. Like we just celebrated, it's been a year since DMX passed, or like it is a feat when a rapper can even get to beyond 50 and not just, hey, I used to rap back in the day, but still be doing this shit and still be doing it.
It's I know you disagree with that. I still think some of his verses of recent.
No, no. You said I disagree. I'm asking you what was the last J bar that I like? Because I'm trying to see. I don't know. I'm being a menace as in past year because I didn't like his.
I thought we
verse
weren't
on
saying his
Jail.
name.
Oh shit! What did I say? Did I just say his name? I didn't say they name. I didn't say they name.
But it's like for me, it's like it's hard to not call him the GOAT because he's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. You know what I mean? It's like he's just. It is what it is. It's Jay. I mean, we already you said it. So.
Oh wait, I didn't mean that. I meant Soulja Boy. So look, that's the Unfiltered Gems podcast. I'm sorry, you're right. I was talking about Action Bronson.
You're stupid.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was talking about Lil Uzi.
Please. Lil Uzi doesn't even meet the height requirement to be the GOAT.
Damn, no, he doesn't. You really got to be like a certain level of tall to ride the GOAT train. And like, I'm like, Uzi gonna be riding in the buggy car next to it for like his whole career, just waiting for the moment that these niggas invite him onto Mount Olympus.
Oh, you're stupid.
Oh man. Okay, look, it's been a dense episode, y'all. Okay, slow your ass down. Go outside. If you're outside right now, look up. Look at the sun. Breathe. Take a moment for yourself.
Yeah.
You deserve it. We are at Unfiltered Gems podcast everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably mentioned it on the ad break. Didn't probably. I edit these episodes. I did. But y'all know this Thursday is Capacity. Myself, XVR, it's little bro, He in the mix. We got some special guests coming
He
through.
in the mix. Yes, sir. So
Y'all,
if y'all out
I
in
am just
Cali, go through. Capacity is
Man.
amazing.
it's dope,
an
man.
amazing
Like
show.
some people, yeah, man. People were telling me that they was coming through that I was not expecting to even be coming through. So like y'all
That's dope.
get that RSP. Like we almost. I'm not gonna lie. Between you and me, and I guess the listeners too, I put like maybe a 200 person like cap on the RSVP, and like we kind of getting there. So I'm afraid that I might be there and have to like I don't have to turn nobody away, but I'm like
Yeah.
okay, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to turn some people away, but I hope not. So
Yeah.
if you're listening right now, this is kind of your incentive. Hit the RSVP to help me help you, because even if you like, oh, I'm a friend, he'll let me in. Nigga, I'm gonna be DJing. My assistant might be running around. I ain't got no assistant, but I'm working on it maybe for that night. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be running around. Ain't nobody gonna be able to let your ass in. So like, get that RSVP on so that way you can make sure that your name is on the list.
100%.
That way you coming up like other people, not be able to get in. It's gonna be crazy, man. I'm hyped. There's some songs I've been working on, some of my own
flips.
custom shit.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh
it.
yeah. It's
That's gonna be the
it, y'all.
move.
So, Melody Lounge, Chinatown, this Thursday night, 9 p.m. I'm gonna see y'all there. Hell, you got anything else before we get out of here?
I don't. Just be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube. Hit the bell up top for post notifications as well. And that's about it, man. Great show.
Hey, lovely one. It's a great time doing it with you too, sir, Mr. Hale.
Hey. Thank you.
Mama Sarah, thank you very much, producer extraordinaire. Shout out to the team, and shout out to you for listening and watching. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all soon.